Timothy is next. He's in Chicago. Hi, Timothy. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Well, hello there.
Hey, how can we help?
Great. So I'm going to get married in July, which is very exciting. It's very awesome.
Good.
And I'm going to be married into $50,000 of student loans.
That's awesome.
Okay, we discussed it. And that's behind us. We're going to make different choices going forward. So the really crux of the question here is, it's a relationship question built into a money situation. So I have $100,000 in mutual funds and just a regular brokerage account. So clearly I could just cash them out and wipe off the debt. My concern is that the loans are on my future mother-in-law's name. They're her loans. They're a Parent Plus loan. And so I don't want to be the rich boyfriend that comes in, pays off all the debt, and then just has that status of, rich boyfriend that is kind of entitled or something like that.
You don't want the status of you don't want to look like a snob. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I want to basically. I didn't know they've had trouble with finances before, and it's tight and hard for them. So I don't want to. I want to prove that I can work hard and be smart, and it wasn't just all given to me by my parents or grandparents, which some of this money has been. So it wasn't all money that I earned.
Okay, how much of her student loan debt is her parents' debt that's Parent Plus?
So all 4 years are Parent Plus loans. It's been agreed that me and her will pay off the last two, which is $50,000 in Parent Plus. The first two are like 45, which is what the parents are.
You were not in on the deal. It was agreed originally when they did this that she would pay, that your fiance would, when she got out of college, would pay the first two and mom and dad would pay the second two?
The reverse of that. She'd pay the second two, they'd pay the first two. But it was agreed when they were finishing high school, yeah.
Okay, so that's the deal she made with her mom and dad.
Yep.
Okay, because she's not legally obligated, but she has a handshake with them that she's going to do this.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And you're talking about paying off the portion that she gave them a handshake and agreed to pay.
Right.
Only.
Yep, not the first half.
Okay, the other's on mom and dad, and it's still on mom and dad after this story's over, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's a no-brainer. After the honeymoon, write a check and pay them off. Don't pay the mom and dad, pay the loans off.
Right.
Yeah. Now, and as far as whether you're a snob or not, here's how you don't be a snob. Don't be a snob. Just don't even bring it up.
Very nice.
I mean, can you emotionally let this go and not roll your eyes at them when they're doing something else stupid because you paid this off?
I think that I could. It would be, yeah, it's my debt, so it'd be fine. Yeah. On my end, it'd be okay. I could handle it.
I'm confused as to, you must have gotten some smoke somewhere along the way. Did you pick up a dinner tab one time or something and there was kind of some awkwardness around the table?
So we were planning on being missionaries and fundraising our salary when I asked if I could propose, and the father-in-law was not super thrilled about that. And so in the end, I told him that I had this account. I was like, look, if we're missionaries for 2 years, there's no way we're going to be totally screwed because worst case scenario, this could float us, which is what we were planning on signing a 2-year contract. That fell through. We're not going to be missionaries. We're going to have regular jobs. So I think that's kind of.
So here's what I would recommend this as early as possible in your marriage. And this is harder for some people than it is for others, but at the end of the day, you and your wife have to build a marriage together. And you can't be responsible for the regulation of the adult emotions in your life around you. So what you have is a debt. You're going to pay that debt off because you're a person of character, of an integrity. You worked your butt off to set yourself up in this situation, and you got some gifts to set yourself up in the situation. Great. If he wants to turn and get offended by it or feel less superior or whatever he wants to, that is his. And the earlier you can learn to not try to control that, the more peaceful your marriage is going to be moving forward.
That makes sense.
And expect it. Expect it. If you know it's coming back, then it's coming back. Cool.
Yeah. And it's just you're going to be ready emotionally when that happens, and you just smile and nod and wander off to the other room and pour a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
because you know it's coming. You know it's going to come. And then you're not the snot. The beautiful thing about this conversation, Timothy, is you're self-aware enough, and you kind of felt that rise up in you in that other conversation that you kind of went, oh, that could happen again. So John's right. You smelled smoke before. And so you're self-aware enough to go, I really need to steel myself. I need to put some backbone in myself on this issue because this is probably coming at me. And that's really the question you were answering.
That's right.
Asking. And John's answering. And so, yeah.
Because we know the right thing to do is to pay the debt off.
Yeah, you need to pay the debt off because that's whether it's a legal debt, a moral debt, an ethical debt, which is only the last two, it becomes your debt when you get married, and you're going to write a check when you get home from the honeymoon. And if she had a car loan, you'd pay it off. If she had a regular student loan, you'd pay that off. Whatever it is, and thank God you're aware before going into this exactly what you're getting into, and you're willing to do that. And she's worth it, and now we go forward. And then, by the way, when you get the flu, she'll make soup. So for rich or for poor, in sickness and in health. In the old Book of Common Prayer that you would have heard maybe in the 40s or 50s at a wedding says, unto thee all my worldly goods I pledge. It's a beautiful old marriage vow, seldom used now, in an I'm independent culture. But I'm married, but I'm independent, but I'm married. There's your problem.
It's not real.
There's your sign. Yeah, Timothy, you're doing good. I'm really proud of you. I think you're very self-aware. You're observing this, and you're going, I could do this wrong, and how do I not do it wrong? The fact that you're asking the question is probably a sign you're not going to do it wrong. If you just didn't even know it was there and you were oblivious, that's probably when you're going to step in it.
And put yourself in his shoes, not to excuse the behavior, but to give yourself a little gap between the stimulus and response. He's got a guy coming in and writing a check for his daughter that he couldn't write. That's got to hurt a little bit. It's got to hurt a little bit. And I can imagine that stinging a little bit. And so be it. I get it. It's silly. It's inappropriate, but I get it.
Well, it's kind of interesting, too, that he was questioning their financial plan when he's broke.
It's incredible. But that's where the biggest jeers come from, the cheap seats, right? That's where the complainers come.
They throw the peanuts only from the cheap seats.
Exactly.
Oh, this is how it works, man. I'm telling you. So yeah, that it's a sweet spirit you've got on this, Timothy. I think you're going to be just fine. I think you're doing a good thing, and thank God it's not 500,000. You know, that's
more likely the way I usually hear this call is I don't have that money.
Oh, yeah.
And father-in-law is asking for the check right now. Yeah. Where's my money?
Well, good luck with that.
I don't have it.
I didn't do this, dude. Yeah. You did.
And so now I can write that check.
Yeah. That's and so it becomes this push thing, this push and pull. Mm-hmm. And this is why, let me tell you, student loans are evil. Parent Plus loans are straight from the pit of hell. Because the parent is borrowing the money for the kid to go to school, and then there's all these side deals or these unsaid, unmet expectations.
Or there's a deal, and then suddenly you get a nice job out of college, and then surely you're going to change the deal.
And I mean, look at him; he makes all this money. I ought to pick it up. I told him I'd pay it, but I mean, look at that, Jim. And it's just these things have not only the problems and the weight of a student loan, but they have the ability to drive wedges in families as well, right, and in relationships. It's straight up from the pit of hell. This student loan thing is, man, hey, Congress, stop making them. You're screwing up a whole generation or two. Stop it. There's nothing good coming out of this. They only got a degree in left-handed puppetry. Stop it.